Well, the two people have asked the same question. And this question, though, used to be asked in 60s and 70s, early 80s, because the person who has asked it, she's not in that close much contact regularly as some others are. So all of a sudden, she brought up the question from early 70s. Nothing wrong with the question. And on this topic, I think I've talked many times earlier, in many such, if she has heard tapes, I don't know, she would have got the answer. But now, since she has brought up the question, it's about the truth and the resistance. Let's go into a little ABC of it. Let's see first what truth is and what resistance is, so that we see the connection. There's no connection, but they don't go together. Truth is experienced on three levels. One, normally, as we understand of the speech, speak truthfully. And there is think truthfully. On the astral plane, true thinking. What you think should be true, which is more subtle. Third is the ultimate truth, which reality is immortal, which is truth. There's no definition, but what is truth. Truth is. So is the definition or rather expression of truth. Asmi is Sanskrit. Asmi is that truth. So what exists eternally, always, at all places is truth. That's the ultimate principle. It translates into thinking truthfully, speaking truthfully, and so on. Now, what blocks to the truth is the mind. Not because mind is bad or devil, but mind has its own desires, its own projections and imaginations and wishes. Mind has its own fantasies and imaginations. And if they don't fit in focus of truth, and mind wants its own things, it will resist the truth. So those fantasies are not taken away. That's normally the meaning of resistance. The resistance itself is evil, meaning wrong. Why does mind does it? Soul doesn't do. It's not divine. It does so that if mind subscribes to the truth, or yields to the truth, its fantasies and imaginations, which are not in the line and tune of the truth, will have to be forsaken. And that's what mind doesn't want to give up. So the only course left is go to hell. Resist. What else? It will accept to go to hell along with fantasies, but rather than subscribe to the light of consciousness. I'm not taking her name because I said a question of 70s and I'm sure she won't like it. But I hope she's hearing. But I'll open a little more. But if she has or he, there was another person also asked some kind of that question, I will welcome it if further you ask me about it. Let me open it a little more. Truth abides, truth prevails, truth always is victorious, satyameva jayate. Truth shines, truth makes you free. We all know that. We read in scriptures, books and magazines. In our what you call sensible moments, when we are in good mood, we even agree with these things. Boy, bless me, Divine Mother. Mind having its own way and maintaining the truth are contradictory. If they are not contradictory, then mind is truthful. That means thinking is truthful and speech is truthful. Now, we call thinking and speech relative things. That is, in thinking and speech, we cannot practice absolute truth. Repeat. Thinking and speech being relative instrumentations is not possible to convey the absolute truth, howsoever we split our hair. But an ultimate absolute principle, the truth is absolute. When it translates into, like light, when it translates to us, it translates in colors. It is subdued. As I was saying that day, when light translates through eyes, voltage is very night light type. More than that, eyes will be blind. So if absolute truth was to be spoken, let's say if it were a possibility even, if absolute truth was to be spoken or thought about, which certainly is not impossible, but near about if we could do, it will create revolutions, challenges, and crucifixions. Therefore, it has to be relative truth, possibly applicable to humanity, to the people. So the truth we speak and think, even the highest soul, enlightened being, perfected ones and sages and holy people, is not that it's not truth, but it's not absolute. It cannot be possible to put in speech and thought, but even if we do that to the best of knowledge, the best of practice, it will be rebellious for others. Utmost revolution it will bring and stir up the society. And so therefore they don't do that. Even if we say this is the truth, we are talking truth which is correct, is only to the degree of palatability. To the extent you could take it. Beyond that, neither you'll be able to take it, nor it will be palatable to you. You won't be able to stand it. So, it's modified. Still is truth, but we call it relative truth. Sapekshik Satya, Sanskrit. Sapekshik, relative. Opposite will be absolute Kaivalya, Satyam, Kaivalya. Absolute truth, which is to be realized. We don't try to realize relative truth. So supposing I say something and a devotee who is skeptical, not everybody, some are. Is that the truth, Swamiji? Now I'm in dilemma at that time. I know it is not absolute truth. And if I say not, then you dub me, you are speaking untruth. And if I say truth, according to my definition of relative truth as can be through the speech, then I say, oh, yes, it is truth. Do you mean it? I say, yes. Now I know I don't mean it. Why? Because I know there is absolute truth. You see my point? Now, even though I'm giving all these secrets and expressions and definitions, you can't catch me even then, I'm sure. It's difficult. But suffices to say, in this Iron Age, Earth, global, what ingredients we are made of, 5 elemental and prana and vital force and mental thoughts, we had to put limits somewhere, we had to put adapter. Not because untruth again, but that's the way it is to be, supposed to be. When Arjun, not that he doubted Sri Krishna, never, he loved him as his friend and mentor. Even then, at times, human mind, Krishna would say something, Arjun would not doubt in a sense, but would say, I'm confused, I can't understand it. He wouldn't say, Lord, are you truthful? But yeah, if he had said that, Krishna would have dubbed him on earth right there. Ditched him. Lord, I'm confused, I don't understand this. Anyway, as you know the story of the Virata Sarupa, the universal form, and when having explained very truthfully, very honestly, very rightly, and very expressively to Arjun, still when the Lord saw that Arjun is kind of in dilemma or confusion, I was not able to understand it. The only course left to the Lord was to speak of the higher or show higher truth, which normally is not done. That's why he showed his Virata Sarupa, the universal form, to convince him what he was saying was correct. That he got dazzling body showing myriads of the creation and species relative truth is okay, all right. Absolute truth we cannot translate in action, word, and speech and thought. It won't be palatable. So, if you understand the truth, ultimate truth from which it projects to relativity, it supersedes, transcends all the mental wishes, desires, projections, imaginations, wants, likes, dislikes, which mind has produced since ages, from life to life, and got, if I use the word corrupted, in such a way that mind has its own now habits and form, a certain panorama, a certain angles and perceptions, in such a way the mind forms its own character and personality, each one's. So you are in mind, and everybody's mind is a certain kind of character or personality. And that then assumes a kind of mass or kind of personality which has its defined outlines, as if, you see, defined relief and outline. So that is now me. Me and mind is the same. Now me has definition, outlines are delineated, and it has form is rigid kind of formations and having its solid personality. Now, here comes the truth. If whatever portion of the mind is truthful, that won't resist. That will like it. That's why our minds like the truth. But when it comes to practice and follow, the other part of the mind resists. Why? Its cherished photographs are being all demolished. Its bold lines, its rigid strictures are being now challenged. You see the point? So the only reaction which is instinctive and spontaneous is resistance. Not that it resists with thinking and intelligence as if it's right, but that's the instinctive survival instinct of that the baser portion of the mind, which has cherished their own photographs and pet ideas and solid characteristics. That instinctively resists to survive, good or bad. It doesn't think right and wrong about it, never. So therefore, I can say safely, the portion of the mind who resists is always stupid. Yeah. There are no exceptions in it because it's instinctive survival of the baser ideas which are against the truth. Please remember this. Resistance is always protector of evil. That's why it's a resist not evil. Understand that? There's no justification of under any circumstance at any time resistance would be justified. If it's the truth, you will not resist. If it's untruth, why would you resist either? You will just fight it or solve it or face it. Why would you resist it? You'll either solve it or face it, or try to fight with it or try to kind of solve the problem. Why would you resist it? And resisting the truth must be evil in itself anyway. So the resistance is just the ignorant mental survival instinct spontaneously applied without thinking with the right or wrong even. The sensible person, the wise people, will allow the truth to penetrate and sink in us. And if it's evil, it's untruth, why would you resist it? You'll try to see it and not accept it. That's different. That's not resistance. You're not accepting it. Rejection is not resistance. You have seen it is untruth, so reject it. You see the point? So resistance, therefore, is nothing else but mind's own survival kit. And not of the truth and noble side of the mind, but actually ignoble, selfish part of it. His own pet projections, as I said, the bold relief, that rigid outlines and definition of the character of the mind. We can go so far on this. Therefore, resist not evil. Resist not virtue, that of course not. But resist not even evil, because it's evil rejected. Either fight it or just face it so passively and so non-violently and non-cooperatively, that you just reject it. Why would you resist it? If you're resisting it, you are allowing the evil to exist and multiply. Try to see this. If you're resisting evil, you're not allowing it to come to you, but allowing it to exist and multiply. sea beach where the waves are coming, and going back and receding. The disciple had asked the resistance question. And he said, well, look, son, when the wave comes, try to stop it with the palm of your hand. And when the disciple did it, the wave got bifurcated in two and went around his hand. And see, this is resistance. When you're resisting it, it gets double force on the two sides. It bifurcates, no doubt, it has double force than that. And you are making it two, and is not being resisted even. Now, you stand aside when the wave comes. And the wave came and went on the beach and slowly receded back. He said, if you don't put the hand there, it just quietly comes and goes. Don't trouble you. Just take aside or fight with it. There are two ways, of course. I, for one, don't believe in resistance because there's another point to this. Human mind is very imperfect, we know that. It can think rightly, it can think wrongly. Depends where and how and when and who is doing that. Now, since our mind is imperfect and not fully capable of judging all the time what is right and wrong, and supposing now you are resisting something, thinking is wrong or evil or whatever. What if it is right? What if it's truth? How will you be sure? Mind is not capable and perfect that way. So again, there's a fallacy there. That if you start resisting, you may resist sometimes bad. But what about good things and truthful things also? You resist by the sheer habit of resistance. And then you'll miss the truth. You'll miss the salvation. So from both angles, we don't subscribe or rather advise the resistance is a good part. When you're fully capable, perfected, you don't resist, you know. But in the meantime, in the imperfect mind, our character of the mind, personality plays a part to preserve its bolder relief character. Then it becomes sheer habit. Afterwards, anything challenging comes, you resist. Anything threatening comes, you resist. Anything going against your wishes, you resist. It becomes a habit afterwards. Without thinking what right and wrong are being open or not. I hope that's clear to the lady. And the conscious or unconscious other side of the coin of resistance is fear. And that fear causes resistance too. Fear is based upon ignorance because we don't know. So we are afraid, so we resist. So therefore I said resistance is never justified, though blindly done. If you knew the job, if you knew the situation, what you're facing, either it's truthful or it's untruthful. If it's truthful, you won't resist anymore. If it's untruthful, you reject it. It's not resistance. But we resist out of fear, out of suspicion, out of not knowing. Normally, these are the situations. It's better to see it, look at it, observe it, face it, and think of its pros and cons. If you have sufficient intelligence, even if not, you could at least watch and not resist and see what it is. Then you might get an idea what to do about it. It's a kind of pause, a kind of concentration sensibly, allowing the patience and pause to find out the truth about it. There's nothing wrong in that. If you're trying to research and to find truth about it, that's right. That is the requirement of a devotee or a seeker. Not necessarily to accept blindly, but to resist is another blindness. Just to preserve the ego, you will do that, resistance. Normally, not normally, I'd say in all cases it is so. decide is wrong and reject. I was right to go forward. Resistance is not necessary. It's a block, as doubt is. These are antitheses of the truth. Even to the extent, if you extend the idea, not only the normal circumstances, one of the physical, at least, greatest phenomena, for example, death. Normally, we are afraid of death, we are sad about death. It kind of sends shivers through your body, and you don't want to die, except when you are frustrated. Even frustration, which brings death, they do very, very unwillingly inside. They don't want to. Anyway, now instead of resisting the idea of death, if you try to understand death, face it and look at it, not when you're dying. That time you can't do that. You have to do much earlier than that. But you think over the idea of death, then you might find it quite different than what we are talking about. Death may be simply, as Gita says, change of clothes. Maybe simply we are going to get a new life. And maybe there's worn out and torn out, something junky, something, to shed out is a happy news. And actually there are tribes who take the dead body procession and singing and happy joy, dancing, that, as if that's what is good news. Well done. And maybe a transition period for the new vitality, the new life we get to carry on the new karmas again vigorously. It's looking at differently. Moreover, as I humorously sometimes say, if people don't die and don't vacate the place, somebody else will come to replace. We need a space. Some have to keep going. We have gone mourning about, older people like me even going away. Well, some have to vacate and make a place for new ones. There's a limit in this globe. It's not an unlimited, area. From that alone, from property, realty point of view, we have to make a room about it. But according to spiritual laws, if you look at the death, what is Mahakal, god of death, terrible and beautiful. It gives you just a new life, a new race, give you new vigor, new vitality to pursue your searches, which you couldn't finish in the last birth. Come on, do it again. Solve the problems, your karmas, understand better. You're getting a new lease. And one can take it as a happy thing. Of course, there are accidents, children being dead or young people, that tragedies are there according to karmas. But death itself, a phenomena, is simply a renewal of life again. Like the night we go into sleep and with a new vigor we get up next day to work. It's the same thing. We may lose that body we cherished, loved, being attached to, or we liked. It was our intimate one. Our sadness is because that known body, intimate, our own, we knew so much. The kids played and ate well and fought well and picnicked well and so on. Forms a link and bond, which certainly all of a sudden somebody's gone, you miss it. It's not just there anymore. Because you're taking that body, according to the Gita, you're taking that body as if the sole principle of life, which it is not. It is one aspect of life only. Physical, very skin deep, only surface waves. And there's beyond that the mind, the astral mind and the thought. Actually, I was thinking today in my room, I'll tell, which now is coming out. So don't worry, your daddy's doing well, feel sure about it. It's fine, don't worry about it. Just feel happy, he's gone on his journey. And I'm not being minister at all. It's a fact. He's doing well, don't worry about it. If you don't believe me, don't believe me, that's it. He lived his life well. He could have been 100 84 at 85 or 80, 10, 80 means 90. We can bless them. They had their own journey. He happened to be here for so many decades in a certain relationship, having a wife and the daughters and things like that. And next life again, who knows what his family will be. He'll be a child again, not the father. So, and this is the way we continue our journey of search, our karmas, or finding the truth, till we hit upon the idea to find the sole purpose of lives, life after life. Why do we get born? Why do we get die? It's a continuity of 10 births at 20 or 100. It's one life. In between the night comes death. And again day comes. We again awaken. Different body. Even I would say that's beautiful, because if I were putting myself into that kind of state, I would like to have a better body. Why not? And so when this goes off, it doesn't matter. Choose another one. There's a closet there in God's kingdom. Sorry for diluting it. We get stuck on that particular body because we form the bond and intimacy and a kind of attachment, a kind of knowing each other just physically. But your daddy or anybody's one, is not simply that body. They're sharing of thoughts. If we talk about ideas, that is also person, no? Idea, ideological person. That idea behind is not dead. You see the point? Ideas live longer than the bodies do. It's a matter of mind gets kind of attached to it to resist the death. You see? Idea of death. We don't as if accept the death. If we do accept the death, we want more. It's not only acceptance of death, but what I meant was you face the death and see what that phenomena is in the sense. The phenomena is there's a shedding of one worn out something. Nowadays young people die, children die, that's tragedy, I agree. Because Iron Age, Kali Yuga, we have done so many bad karma, things are happening haphazard. There's no discipline left in the life and death because of non-dharma, because of vices, the selfishness, the evil, the wickedness. Things have gone, what you call, strange, kind of. Some machines, work strange sometimes. Every time you put the toast in, it pops out without making it hard. And you wonder what that toaster is kind of today working is strange. We put the bread in, it holds a second and then pops up without being brown, So bodies do that sometimes. They kind of, they kind of strange, they work out strange, All of a sudden, I looked at her, she was vacuuming in the hall, she looked strange to me. I said, yeah, she's weird, I tell you. Well, I know it's easy to talk. Maybe if you let out your pathos and pain which you're holding back and weep and just let it out, that's all right. To get it relieved a little bit. But to hang on to that, go on weeping for the body, it's kind of sheer ignorance, excuse me. It's sheer ignorance to continue doing that. We have to know the phenomena of death. Even if you are believing in one birth and not reincarnation, there's a sound logic to it too. Okay, there's only one body and that he got and finished. So then why to weep? It's over. So why to weep? For whom? For what? The body we were attached to and we knew. And that's by weeping not going to come back. If some amount of weeping would bring it back, yes, we would do day and night. That's not the case. And that ideological person behind the mental being, the astral plane, the suksham sharira, he's going to reincarnate again, and if we believe so. stayed with us like guests. We stayed together for some time. We came together and stayed. That's it. It's a guest house. This morning I was walking to Jyotirao. I said, a nice house, boy, standing perching on 9,000 feet overlooking Rockies. What a fortune, luck. Then I said, no, this is my guest house. You know, it doesn't belong to me. I'm going to stay as long as I want, but it's a guest house. And we should think we are guests here. It doesn't belong to us. Then you're not attached. We live together 60 years, 20 years, 40 years, and that's it. Beyond that, you have no claim, no finding. But beyond that, to go on wailing, weeping, and being attached for the body you knew and hugged, or, it's sheer continuance of ignorance. We should get relieved. If you look at the phenomena, is releasing. He's released, he'll continue his journey. We finished, we were together as long as destiny kind of destined it. Beyond that, no claim. It's a freedom. That doesn't mean we don't care for the soul. We do. But beyond, what? Hang on. How many bodies we get, how many lives we lived, who knows? Krishna told Arjuna, no? Arjuna, you don't know your previous life or coming life. I know you all your lives. And I know my own lives too. And when you knew there's no sorrow, why do you grieve, Arjuna? It's sheer ignorance that makes you sorrowful. Remove the ignorance. But you are wanting the commodity of sorrow to get back and other sorrow to reduce. That's sheer ignorance. You try to get rid of sorrow. Then, of course, Arjuna asks further questions. How to get rid of sorrow? She said, attachment is the cause of sorrow. And desire is the cause of attachment. And the ego is the cause of desire. If you cannot cut asunder the ego at the outset, go step by step. Reduce desires. Attachments will reduce. Sorrow will reduce. Ego will get more lighter. And ultimately, the surrender of ego, which makes you fully released and realized. Some do instantly, lightning type. Some do gradually, step by step. Most of us do step by step. So we begin to reduce desires, which reduces attachments, which reduces ego, and reduces sorrow thereby. The cause of the sorrow is not a thing you lost, but your attachment to the thing. You see, pure Gita. When you look at the phenomena, this is no way of resisting anything. Try to understand it, try to face it, try to know it. There's nothing to fear, nothing to resist. Those are based sheer on ignorance. This is, of course, the side of sorrow and death and so on. Same thing is with other pleasant and happy things, the same thing. He told Arjuna, be equanimous. If you are too much carried away emotionally about the pleasure and the good things and you want, you're bound to get the other side of the coin, and then sorrow will come. Hold yourself in balance, be equanimous, so that you're not swayed by the emotional upsurge of the pleasant things. If you can hold on to that, then when sorrow comes, if at all, other side of the coin, which he said inevitably comes, Krishna says, at that time you'll be able to also hold yourself equanimous. It won't trouble you too much. Pleasure and pain are the two sides of the same coin. Since you are accepting the birth, you will have to accept the death. If this is the case in the phenomena, they try to understand and face it, and so on. The pairs of opposites are simply two sides of the same coin. If you are accepting one side, Arjuna, you are accepting the other side too. Don't grieve when the second side comes that already you adopted when you accepted the coin. If you don't want the pain, don't seek the pleasure. If you don't want death, don't ask for birth. Ask for liberation and salvation. You read the Gita again. So much sermon he has given. If you are being possessive, mine and mine and mine, you will be also loser. What you get today or gain today, you lose tomorrow. If you understand this nature and accept it, you will not grieve. You take the phenomena as it is. Two sides of the same coin. It's multifaceted. But if you are hoping eternity into your pleasure, one of the ingredients of the pairs of opposites, if you are trying to get eternally, immortally, you are self-deluding. Get rid of the self-delusion. See the nature as it is. Be truthful, covet not, be harmless. Respect the elders, wise people and sages. Have reverence for the teachers. All this is written in the Gita. Try to select what is good for you, not what you want. Shreya and prayer. Not what is dear to you, but what is good for you. Because what is dear for you is going to give one day pain to you, whether you like it or not. What's good for you will reach you to the heaven. Shreya will reach you to the heaven. Prayer, meaning priya, the dear, will bring you the pain. It is the eternal law. And so many things he tells Arjuna. Also he said, pointing to so many people, Arjuna, they are already dead. When they were born, their destiny is written. It's all written when they are going to die. Grieve not, accept it. It's a written phenomena history. You can change, I can change. That's the way Maya rolls. You have to accept as it is. And I'll show you, he told him, how this all runs, the universe within my one body of God. That's how he gave the vision for the Virat Sarupa, the universal form in which he showed fire, water, earth, demons, gods, snakes, insects, plants, galaxies, stars, and so on, rolling in one body of Krishna, that universal form, the very huge one. And this all, I don't say ecologically, but all this how works together in the universe. So they are already dead and born. Don't grieve. Arjun, be wise. Sthite parga. Get established in your true self. Do the practices. Follow the virtues. Be not jealous of anyone. Be not hateful of anyone. Remove hostility from your mind. In no way try to supersede or compete, because that will keep your mind disturbed and always agitated and rajasic. You don't need tamas or inertia or the drowsiness. You don't need smartness and cleverness either. Be equanimous, forgiving, sattvic, patient, self-controlled. Your senses, like horses, well controlled in your hands, and you lead the life toward the goal in such a way where you don't hurt anyone. Be that forgiving and take the lessons from your teacher, and so on. Have devotion and faith, doubt not. And then he tells the difference between yogi and a bogi. He doesn't say bogi, that's my word. And he said, Arjun, and thou art steadfast in your concentration and devotion and faith, in your God and Guru and your goal. Such a soul is dear to me, Arjun. So much. Read the Gita again. It will make you transcend this ocean of samsara, of life and death, of sorrow and pleasure. Don't get elated, too much excited over the good news, because the bad news will follow. That time you'll be devastated again. Then in the end also, of course, there's so much in between again. Lord, then you tell me what I should do. I surrender unto you. He says, do your duty. Whatever is your duty assigned, do it. For the sake of dharma only, not because you want to do it. Uphold the righteousness, uphold the virtue, uphold the dharma, stability and the harmony and the balance of the universe. You have to do your duty, Arjun, because you are the greatest archer, on your shoulders the whole army. To uphold the righteousness and dharma. This is what you're supposed to do at this moment. Just do it. And then Arjun did. people, what will become of me, Krishna? He said, you will go to heaven. That will be your salvation. That is your dharma. That is your righteousness. You're protecting it. That's what you're born with as a kshatriya, as a warrior tribe. That is your propensity. It's your temperament. After having done for the righteous sake, you'll go to heaven. And if you do not die, you'll be the emperor anyway. In your temperament exhaustion lies your salvation. Read Gita again. Many times he's telling Arjun, Arjun, doubt not. Doubt is the enemy. Grow into steadfastness and devotion, concentration, daily practice. Ultimately, Arjun does his duty. He takes a full surrender unto the Lord unconditionally. Before that, Krishna tells him, if unconditionally you surrender unto me, I'll take care of all your sins, your desires, your unfulfilled karmas, your obligations, your commitments, and I'll make you free. Because your salvation lies in exhaustion of your temperament and karmas. Even if you were to do outside your duties more perfectly than now, still you won't get your salvation because your temperament remains existent. Because in the meantime, Arjuna had told him, why to fight and kill? Lord, allow me to go into jungle and forest, renounce and just be mendicant. Krishna said, that's fine, you're talking like a wise man, but you're impotent. Why? You're running away, no doubt, but you're taking away temperament with you. You're not renouncing your temperament. And I'm sure in the forest, eventually, you'll collect two tribes and fight there too, because your tendencies remain. Better you exhaust your tendencies here for the sake of dharma and righteousness, so that justice is upheld. Arjuna understands. It's a big lesson for him beyond human understanding, but Lord helped him. These are undying scriptures, so message is eternal always. But we forget, our brain tumbles down, resists, doubts, skeptical. Gets into ignorance, fearful, tragic. And then they get miserable, sad, pathetic. They're lost. So salvation, this message, prophets have given, enlightened beings, realized souls, they've given living messages by their own examples. To us to take it. Still, truth is truth. It shall prevail. It is eternal, whichever age that might be. Those who resist will miss it. Lord talks of surrender. We're talking about resistance. But an extreme to opposite things. And surrender meaning ego surrenders. So the truth reveals.